So we're asking in this particular measure for $5.2 million, which would be a responsibility of the enterprise, the Water Enterprise Fund, and a portion to the ratepayers over the next 20 years.
Again, this is for PFAS removal at the Adamsdale Well and design for the McKeon facility, which is off of Kelly Boulevard on Mary Kennedy Drive. This project is going to continue forward. We just found out that our Whiting Street tested positive over 20, so there will be a third. We're at the point where we're still working with DEP on what the next steps are. They have 30 days to get back to us, so we are working on that. So when you said 15 million, it might be 15 to 20 million before this is all told. That extensive language is bond council language, and that's so we can go after any funding that becomes available, and we are certainly going to be shaking the trees as much as we can to get any state and federal funding that we can to assist on this. But right now, we've already put in for the state revolving fund under Mass DEP, which right now is 0% interest, which is nice, and with currently at a 6% principal payment, which would only be about $300,000 for this. But we're hoping that as things fall out from the federal government, that gets pushed down to them, and they'll be able to increase that.
And I'm a taxpayer in North Attleboro. How long is this going to take? And why can't we use some of the funding that we've received from the federal government to pay for this project?
So we expect Adamsdale to be done by hopefully June of 2022, and that'll be online. And at that point, the design will be completed for McKeon plant. We'll go through the normal CIP process and put the construction of that under a normal CIP along with the design for Whiting Street. That'll go out to bid hopefully sometime in July. We may be able to pre-order the vessels for that if we know when we have the funding for it. And then that'll be constructed over the winter. And then McKeon will be back online. And at that point, Whiting Street will be off probably somewhere around January or February of 2023. And Whiting Street will be turned off because then we'll have the capacity to run the town. And then by then we'll have the design done on Whiting Street. And we're hoping by say June, July, or August of 2023, that would be fully back online and compliant with the new regulation.
Just to answer the financing aspect of this question is we're looking for at every possible avenue for financing. One of the things that Mark and I have already talked about, in addition to the state revolving fund and the 6% forgiveness of principal, was to go back to the state and try to use and leverage an unfunded mandate aspect of this and try to leverage potential money from the Commonwealth, because the Commonwealth set the standard at 20 parts per trillion, where the EPA advisory is currently at 70 parts per trillion, right? And it'll probably settle somewhere when the EPA comes out with its regulation. But look, I think making the water clean is a very good thing. But this is operating under an enterprise fund in the town, and the ratepayers are responsible for the enterprise fund and the maintenance and update of that. And so it doesn't impact the general fund. But we are looking at ARPA money. You will see me come before you in the Finance Committee on the 20th and talk about initial ARPA strategies. And so it's leveraging potentially some of those dollars that we have as well. And Council President, through you, I would just add that, working with Mark, we're looking at every opportunity to provide relief to that effort, if it's through grants, through ARPA money, through potential infrastructure funding that the Congressman may be able to secure for us. We are aggressively pursuing those opportunities.
I make a motion to approve Measure 2022-16.
Second.
Motion for Simmons, second for Ms. Prescott. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0.